Good morning, dear participants, revered preceptors. I am Dr. S. Sridhar, the President and CEO of Yes by Technology. I am also presenting a paper during this cloud-based technical symposium on 25th June 2020. It is my pleasure to present this paper before all of you. My title of the paper is Literature-Based Study on Utmost Importance of Rural Education in India. Majority of India still lives in villages, and so the topic of rural education in India is of utmost importance. A survey called the Annual Status of Education Report shows that even though the number of rural students attending schools is rising, but more than half of the students in 5th grade are unable to read a 2nd grade textbook and are not able to solve simple mathematical problems. Not only this, the level of mathematics and reading is further declining. Though efforts are being made, they are not in the right direction. The reason cited for this problem in surveys is the increasing number of single classroom to educate students from more than one grade. In some states, attendance of teachers and students is also declining. These are a few reasons why students have failed to educate rural India. Quality and access to education is a major concern in rural schools, as there are a very limited committed teachers, lack of proper textbooks and learning material in the schools. Though government schools exist, but when compared to private schools, the quality is another major issue. Majority of people living in villages have understood the importance of education and know that it is only the way to get rid of poverty. But due to lack of money, they are not able to send their children to the private schools and hence depend on government schools for education. Above that, in some of the government schools, there is only one teacher for the entire school, and if they don't show up at work, then it is holiday. If the quality along with the number of teachers and the committed teachers are very less in government schools. Every village is not provided with a school, which means that students have to go to another village to get education. Poverty is another setback. Government schools are not good and private schools are expensive. This results in very low number of students actually, and quality related issues are another powerful than poverty. Difference between the city and village. There is a difference between the city schools and village schools. The difference between the city and village student, not in terms of brain or development, but their initial environment, skills, learning ability, availability of infrastructure, and access to different facilities. All of these must be considered while making the curricula, which should not be different, but how it is going to be taught would make the difference. Use of technology in rural education in India. Mobile phones, internet, tablets, iPads, their applications, social media, even traveling, cooking, communication, etc. are part of our lives from the start till the end of the day. Technology is touching every aspect of society and changing it with a drama. But there is one important and indispensable part of the society that has also been tapped by new innovations and discoveries, and that is education. Initiatives. Public-private partnership are playing wonderful role in making rural India technical savvy and in providing education. Successful initiatives have been taken and some of them even in pipeline. NGOs are playing an important role in technology-assisted rural education. A non-profit organization, Ajim Premji Foundation, run by Wipro, has been working towards this concept since 2001. Hurdles. Rural India is a deficit in technology. Along with this, rural India severely suffers from the shortage of water infrastructure, power, health facilities, etc. Advantage: the technology attracts the rural children. Their wish to attend the school increases with the word computer. Even parents show more willingness in this case. Computer education builds up the needed confidence and narrows. Boost for free education. Poverty: because of poverty, one of the most critical and common problem in rural India, this is one of the major obstruction in profiling the education in rural India. This problem can be solved only if free education or education at minimal fee is offered. Establish more schools. Fortunately, with the changing times, the changes are being witnessed in the rural society as well. There is increase in the number of parents in rural India who understand the importance of education in their children's life. Work on school infrastructure. The rural educational institutions suffer a lot due to the lack of proper infrastructure. The schools in rural India do not possess adequate number of well-trained teachers. Also, the student-teacher ratio is quite improper, which makes it even more difficult to pay attention to every student. Bring innovative teaching methods. The level of education has gone up, in which the urbans will never, with newer technological methods are introduced, whereas the same thing is not done in rural area. Promote computer literacy is very, very important in rural area. So, my conclusion on these aspects, mainly the rural area, the rural education is as follows. My conclusion will be: quality and access to education is a major concern in rural schools, as there are very limited committed teachers. Lack of proper textbooks and learning material in the schools. Though government schools exist, when compared to private, they are not on par with them. So, what I would like to say is, some government schools in rural India are overly packed on students, leading to distorted teacher-student ratio. Thus, this paper is presenting a literature-based study on utmost importance of rural education in India. Thank you very much. Good evening, revered preceptors, participants who participated in this third cloud-based technical symposium organized by SY Technologies. It is indeed a great occasion. We are celebrating this knowledge platform today on 25th June 2020. Once is accident, twice is coincidence, thrice is proven fact. Yes, cloud computing, technical symposium and international conferences third time is organized by SY Technologies during this lockdown period without wasting time by creating a knowledge platform. During this technical symposium, the best paper award, the best technical article, the best video, they are all awarded with a prize of 1,000 rupees. The value of 1,000 is not really mattering, but the concept of awarding the people is a kind of motivation, and it is a lifelong recorded benefit for the participants who are successful winners. Indeed, I have to express my heartfelt thanks to all the jury members who patiently selected in a very fair manner the best paper, the best article, and the best video. I am also thankful to all the participants without whom this function would not be a fabulous, successful event. Thank you all. Jai Hind. Good morning, dear participants, research scholars, students, and other learned preceptors. Welcome you all for the third cloud-based technical symposium on 25th June 2020. During this symposium, you'll be enjoying 4 events on symposium, namely the best paper presentation, best video presentation, best article on technologies, best suggestion for rural education. The prize amount for each best performance is ₹1,000. Also, award certificate will be given to the deserving students and the participants on various categories with certificate laminated frame on 25th. Best papers will be published in international journal. So far, 178 nominations for awards are received, but deserving will be selected by jury members on quality angle, in tune with the theme of the technical symposium. Once again, I welcome you all. Have a great day. Enjoy all the videos whole day during the lockdown situation. You can enjoy our videos as a knowledge platform. Have a great day. Good luck. Jai Hind. Dr. Watada, professor from Waseda University, Japan, is giving compliments on the second cloud-based international conference on computational systems for healthcare sustainability. I find from Dr. Sridhar, the technical chair, that huge response is there for this conference, and about 7 international speakers are giving special speeches, and due to my tight schedule I could not give my speech. My best wishes and compliments for the success of this game. I hope that a good number of participants they are presenting the papers. I hope this conference will be a wonderful knowledge-based platform for the people to interact and to continue further research. Good wishes. Thank you. Compliment from Dr. Lungin Lu. He is from Oakland University, USA. He says as follows: first of all, accept my congratulations on the event of the second cloud-based international conference during the lockdown period on computational systems for health and sustainability in view of COVID-19. This is really appreciable to organize such research events during the lockdown period. I understand from technical chair Dr. S. Sridhar, who is ex-Vice Chancellor, that there are 7 international speakers delivering on various technical topics during this occasion. Also, very good response for paper presentation, but quality papers are selected for presentation. The most interesting thing is it is organized by SY Technologies, which is also appreciating the services of faculty members and other professionals in terms of award certificates. My best wishes. Thank you.
Hi everyone. I welcome you all in the second cloud-based international conference on computational systems for health and sustainability in view of COVID-19. I am Dr. Ashish Seth, professor at School of Global Convergence Studies at Inha University, South Korea. Presently, I am deputed at Inha University, Tashkent. So I hope that you all are staying fit in this pandemic time. Today I'll be talking about blockchain adoption trends in pandemic time. First of all, I would like to welcome all the delegates, the presenters, the participants of this cloud-based conference. And my special thanks to Professor Dr. S. Sridhar for inviting me in this conference and also providing me an opportunity to share my views on the present pandemic situation and to discuss on available technology solutions. In this occasion also, I came to know that S-Byte technologies are also recognized the contribution made by various peoples in research and academics, and also these peoples are honored by the SY Technologies by presenting an awards to them. I congratulate all the award winners, as we know that hard work is the key to success, and similarly I believe that motivation is the key for hard work, and this kind of awards will definitely uh, uh, put a great role to keep the people's doing the good work. So I would say I would like to highly appreciate the efforts of Dr. S. Sridhar for providing such a knowledge sharing platform for all of us. We all know that today we have stuck in this pandemic situation, and our life is stuck with we don't have any information that what is going to happen, and most of our activities are shifted to stay at home mode. Though we have excellent technology with us, but because the things comes immediately to us and we were not prepared to deal with this kind of situation, we don't have a clear picture.
Good morning, dear friends. I am giving the announcement on the second cloud based international conference, YouTube based, on computational systems for health and sustainability in view of COVID 19 on 5th June 2020, organized by SBI Technologies. During this conference, the distinguished speakers are Dr. Kamlesh Misra, Vice Chancellor, Rishived University; Dr. Hari Krishna Maram, Chairman of Vision Digital India, Bangalore; Dr. Badri Gopalakrishnan, Director, Infinite Sum Modeling, USA; and myself, the President and CEO of SBI Technologies and ex-Vice Chancellor, and my students, Dr. Ferdinand John Joseph, Faculty of Information Technology, Toy Nichi Institute of Technology from Bangkok, and I am trying some more eminent speakers from foreign countries. The topics to be covered but not limited to will be blockchain applications, cloud computing, neural computing, mathematical modeling, Internet of Technology, artificial intelligence based systems, healthcare for education, data science applications, machine learning, economic modeling, media data authentication, web and wireless security, patent recognition, material management systems. The paper submission, the last date will be 25th May 2020. Submit papers in IEEE format to Dr. S. Sridhar at yahoo.com. Accepted papers will be published in international journal as part of the proceedings. Presentation via video and certificates will be issued. Publication fee will be 1,500 rupees, and for students it is only 1,000 rupees with a discount of 500 rupees. The balance will be managed by SBI Technologies for other expenses as charity towards the contribution to the field of education and research activities. Have a great day. Please contribute in terms of publications, and meet you all on June 5th. Jai Hind. Good morning, one and all. Dear participants, at the outset, I express my thanks for having got the opportunity to submit my paper also in this international cloud second conference on cloud-based international conference on computational systems for health and sustainability, which is conducted on 5th June 2020. I am Dr. S. Sridhar, former Vice Chancellor of Dr. DKNMU University. Presently, I am the Founder, President and CEO of SBI Technologies, who is organizing this international conference. I welcome you all, dear participants, research scholars, faculty members, and students, and revered speakers who contributed with excellent speeches during this conference. My paper title is Review Study on Existing Computational Healthcare Tools for Sustainability. The medical history is experiencing an increase in the amount of data generated in terms of complexity, diversity, and timeliness. The industry increasingly relies on the collection and analysis of data. Therefore, to make better decisions, we need to collect data and conduct effective analysis. The cloud is a good choice for on-demand services for storing, processing, and analyzing the data. Medical data released and shared through the cloud are very popular in practice, and information and knowledge bases can be enriched and shared through the cloud. The revolution presented by the cloud and big data can have a huge impact on the healthcare industry, and a new healthcare system is evolving. This is why we need to design more appropriate healthcare system to meet the challenges presented by this revolution. The diversity of data storage needs a uniform standard of heterogeneous data management. On the other hand, due to the diversity of medical equipment, the data formats, and the amount of data generated by various devices may be quite different, which needs that the system support data access by various medical devices to ensure high scalability and satisfy actual medical needs. On the other hand, the system needs to convert the revised data into unified standard to improve the efficiency of data storage, query, retrieval, processing, and analysis. This paper presents a review study on existing computational healthcare tools for sustainability. The key words of this paper will be medical industry, complexity, diversity, timeliness, healthcare systems, sustainability, and scalability. Now, in this paper, I have defined what is big data. As the name suggests, big data represents large amount of data that is unmanageable using traditional software and or the internet-based systems or platforms, whatever you call. It surpasses the traditionally used amount of storage, processing, and analytical power. Even though a number of definitions for a big data are available, the most popular and well accepted definition was given by Douglas Laney. Laney observed that big data was growing in three different dimensions, namely volume, velocity, and variety. So this is the definition of big data, and nowadays they are using the artificial intelligence also in healthcare systems, and healthcare as a big data is well utilized. Healthcare is multidimensional system established with the sole aim for the prevention and treatment of the health related issues and impairments in human beings. The major components of healthcare system are the health professionals. So, the financial institutions supporting the former two, the health professionals belong to various health sectors like dentistry, medicine, midwifery, and nursing, psychology, physiotherapy, and so on and so forth. Healthcare is needed at several levels depending on the needs. So, at all these levels, the health professionals are responsible for different kinds of information, such as the patient's medical history and the medical and clinical data and the other private and personal medical data. And wireless communications and mobile computing is also playing a major role in healthcare systems. the emotional perception of medical services. This is very most important. A doctor is a data node that provides access to system middleware, not simply the physical data link or the original data preprocessor. In addition to cleaning of the data, removing redundancy and compression, the pre-processing module also supports data format conversion. Depending on the type of data collected, the adopter uses a system-defined data, standard or formal conversion. The encrypted module is well utilized so that the privacy is protected. And nowadays they are improving the scalability of this system also. And simple analytics is used for analysis of the data. And distributed storage is well utilized because of volume of data. You have to distribute the data to different server, and thereby you are doing the analysis of the data. And I have already explained the role of big data in healthcare, and artificial intelligence is also utilized. So my conclusion is the cloud is a good choice for on-demand services for storing, processing and analyzing the data. Medical data released and shared through the cloud are very popular in practice, and information and knowledge base can be enriched and shared through this cloud. The revolution presented by the cloud and big data can have a huge impact in the healthcare industry, and a new healthcare system is evolving. This is why we need to design more appropriate healthcare system to meet the challenges presented by this revolution. The diversity of the data needs a uniform standard of heterogeneous data management. On the other hand, due to the diversity of medical equipment, the data formats and the amount of data generated by various devices may be quite different, which needs that the system support data accessed by various medical devices to ensure high scalability and satisfy actual medical needs. This paper thus has presented a review study on existing computational healthcare for sustainability. Thank you very much. Good morning, dear participants, research scholars, revered preceptors, and my dear students. I am going to give a special address on healthcare systems as a technical chair of this international conference, cloud-based conference on computational systems for health and sustainability. Healthcare systems generate a huge volume of different types of data. Due to the complexity and challenges in studying medical information, it is not yet possible to create a comprehensive model capable of considering all the aspects of healthcare systems. The question about the most efficient approaches towards utilization of this data can be answered from different points of view. Here we will talk something about the potential role of big data approaches in improving healthcare systems and review the most common challenges facing utilization of healthcare big data. The value of data has never been more important. The rapid development of data acquisition, data storage and analysis, and technology of prediction in the big data has made the version of personalized medical treatment become more and more possible. From the perspective of the evolvement of medical practice models, accurately predicting the likelihood of a certain clinical outcome is also an inherent need of the current precise medical model. Data processing is nothing but the set of outcome variables as a dichotomous variable. Define low birth weight as wine, for example. Set the unordered categorical variable race as a dummy variable. Like that, you can go on doing some kind of coding and try to analyze a thing using the big data analysis. Now, address the challenges they face in implementing healthcare policies and considered the ethical and legal issues of performing predictive analysis on healthcare big data. Focus on the US federal regulation pathway by which cancer will have legislative authority to use the patient's records and the approach of ASCO towards the organizing and the supervising the information. Patient privacy focus on ensuring patient privacy while collecting data, storing them and using them for analysis aimed at to eliminate discrimination in the healthcare provided to patients. So like that, privacy and security while collecting personal healthcare information is also highlighted nowadays. Highlighted those strategies appropriate for data mining from angle of the prescriptions while maintaining the patient's privacy, personalized care. Transforming big data into computational models to provide personalized health care is possible. Development of informed decision-making frameworks for person-centered health care is possible. Looked into the availability of big data and the role of biomedical informatics on the personalized medicine is also possible. Also, it is emphasized nowadays on the ethical concerns related to personalized medicines. Others finding the aspects of big data that are most relevant to healthcare. So, selecting dynamic simulation modeling approach based on the availability and type of big data, quantifying performance in the delivery of model service, identifying high-risk patients to ensure better care and explore the analytical procedure, algorithms, challenges to implement analytics. All these things are nowadays possible with the help of the big data. Address barriers for the exploitation of health data in Europe is also cited nowadays. Analyze the opportunity and the obstacles in applying predictive analytics based on big data in case of evaluating emergency care. Provided an overview of the uses of the person event data environment to perform command and the policy analysis for army leadership, development of big data analytics in healthcare and future challenges are nowadays very popular. Theoretical research on personalized healthcare services treatment plans designed for someone based on the susceptibility of his or her structure to a particular disease also emerge from the literature nowadays. So, one study highlighted the potential of powerful analytical tools to open an avenue of predictive, preventive, and participatory and personalized medicine. They suggested a more understanding of the human system to design an accurate computational model. Thus, big data is playing a very good role in the case of the computational systems for health sustainability. So, with this, I conclude that there are plenty of models nowadays they are using in the form of the computational models for health, care, and sustainability. With this, I close my talk. Thank you very much. Good morning, dear participants, faculty members, research scholars, invited speakers. At the outset, I express my thanks to all of you for having participated in this cloud-based international conference. I welcome all of you once again. It is indeed great on this occasion. We have very eminent speakers, namely Dr. Kamlesh Misra, the Vice Chancellor of Rishiwood University, to address keynote address, Dr. Hari Krishna Maram, Chairman of Vision Digital India Bangalore, is going to shower a special address. Dr. Badri, Director, Infinite Sum Modeling from USA, is going to shower a talk on the theme of the international conference, namely, the cloud-based international conference is focusing on the theme, the computational systems for health and sustainability. And next speaker is the eminent Dr. Abhay Kumar, the Vice Chancellor of IEC University, HP India, and then Dr. Ashish Seth, all the way the professor is delivering from Hina University, Southern Korea, and my own student, Dr. Ferdinand John Joseph, who is a faculty of information technology in Thai Nichi Institute of Technology, Bangkok, and finally, I am the technical chair and also the president and CEO of SY Technology, will shower a talk relevant to the theme of this conference. Apart from these eminent speakers' talks, we are going to have the paper presentation by participants in the cited domains related to the theme of the conference. Once again, I welcome all of you. Hope this platform will be a very good knowledge sharing platform and the researchers can focus further through interaction with the audience and participants by means of intellectual conversation, and thereby further research is possible. Hope you will enjoy this YouTube conference with various videos on this occasion. Once again, welcome you all. Have a great day. Happy day. Jai Hind. I am going to give a talk on distributed system, which is part of the cloud computing system. What exactly a distributed system? Assume that you have got systems A, B, C, D. A is in Calcutta, B is in Bombay, C is in Bengal, and D is in Chennai. So these four systems are in different locations. They are distributed in different locations, but your data can be anywhere and your files can be anywhere and the application packages can be anywhere. So when you are using the data, files and applications from different location, then it becomes a distributed system. A client server system. What exactly a client server system? You have got a server. Attached to a server, you have got client 1, 2, 3, 4, etc. N number of clients. So all the clients, they will be using a single server. So it is called a client server system. Multiple server. Next, let us talk about multiple server. You got a server at Calcutta, you got a server at Bombay, you got server at Chennai. Like that, 5, 6 locations. And from any server to another server, say Bombay to Calcutta, Calcutta to Chennai, Chennai to Bombay, like that anywhere, when the data transaction is possible, then all these servers, they are working in multiple direction, so they are called multiple servers. What are the applications on distributed systems? Amazon, Google, airline reservation systems, finance, e-transaction, e-banking, stock exchange, military. These are some of the examples. Why distributed systems are necessary? What are the advantages? Let us see. Distributed versus centralized, multi-server versus client server. Now, what are the advantages? Let us see first. Geography is advantage, concurrency to speed, high availability if failure occurs. So when it is distributed, so these are all advantages actually. What are the disadvantages? Distributed versus centralized, multi-server versus client server. Very expensive to have redundancy. Concurrency leads to interleaving and bugs. Failures lead to incorrectness. So these are the disadvantages. What is a distributed system? A centralized system, when you consider everything is in one place, standalone PC or mainframe. In the case of the distributed, some parts are in remote place, distributed users, distributed execution, distributed data will be there. Why to do the distribution? No best organization. Companies constantly swing between centralized and decentralized. In the case of centralized, it will be focus, control, and economy. In the case of decentralized, adaptive, responsive, and competitive. So, why to do the distribution? Reflect organization or application structure, empower users and producers, improve service, distributed load, use PC technology that is very economical. What should be distributed next? We have to think. User and user interface we can distribute, thin client, and that can be utilized for presentation, and processing again trim client, whereas user interface thin client, and in the case of processing for workflow, trim client we can use. In the case of data, fat client we can use, that can be used for business objectives or database also. Further, we can discuss the trade-offs later in this regard. Transparency in distributed systems. Make distributed system as easy to use and manage as a centralized system. Give a single system usage. Location transparency. Hide fact that object is remote. Hide fact that object is moved. Hide fact that object is partitioned or replicated. Name does not change if object is replicated or partitioned or moved. Autonomy in distributed systems. Next we have to consider. Owner of this site wants to control it. If my part is working, must be able to access and manage it. Autonomy is essential, difficult to implement, conflicts with global consistency. Examples: naming, authentication, administration. The security, the basics we have to consider. Basically, authentication server, that means subject plus authenticator will imply yes plus token no. Security matrix, who can do what to whom. Access control list is column of a matrix. In distributed system, who and what and whom are distributed objects. What are the security aspects in distributed systems now? Let us see. Security domain. Nodes with a shared security server will be there. Security domains can have trust relationships. A trusts B, A believes B when it says that Jim is in B. Security domains from a hierarchy. Delegation, passing authority to the server. Then autonomy requires each node is an authenticator. Each node does not own security checks. Internet today, no trust among domains, firewalls, many passwords. That is why we are implementing trust based on digital signatures. Clusters. Cluster is distributed system but single. Location, manager, security policy, all are coming under this cluster. Relatively homogeneous. Communication is high bandwidth, low latency, low error rate. So, cluster in distributed system is like this. Cluster use distributed system techniques for load distribution, storage and execution, growth, fault tolerance. Then we will talk about the partition data, break file into disjoint groups, exploit data access locally, put data near consumer, less network traffic, better response time, better availability, owner controls data autonomy. Spread load is nothing but data or traffic may exceed single store. How to partition data? Then we have to consider how to partition, either by attribute or by random or by source or by use. Problem to find, it must have directory, replicated or algorithm. Encourages attribute based partitions. Next we will see the replicated data place fragments at many sites. The pros, what are the pros we will see? Improves availability, disconnectivity, mobile operation, distributes load, reloads are cheaper. What are the cons? It is n times more updates, n times more storage. Placement strategies, dynamic, that is cache on demand, static, place specific. Updating replicated data. We have to consider how to do the updating replicated data. When a replica is updated, how to changes the propagate. Master copy, many slaves copies SQL server, we have to take care. Then symmetry and anytime access also we have to consider. Then client server interactions. Request response should be good, response may be many messages. Conversational, server keeps client context, dispatcher, 3-tier complex operation server, queued, and DQ client from server allows disconnected operation. Queue request and response, time decouples, etc. Server 3 transactions, almost real time and communicate at each other's convenience. Disk queues, survive client and server failures. So these are coming under queued request and response in the case of distributed data processing. Why queued processing is needed? Priority on request, manage workflow and deferred processing in mobile application, interface heterogeneous systems. Work distribution spectrum, presentation and plugins, workflow manage sessions and invokes objects, business objects, database. So this is the work distribution spectrum. And PC evaluation to 3-tier, standalone PC, then came PC plus file plus print server, then PC plus database server came, then PC plus application server. Now currently ActiveX client, ORB ActiveX server, Xscript, these are all. So this is PC evaluation to 3-tier system now we have got. The pattern, 3-tier computing today, the pattern, what is the pattern? Clients do presentation, gather inputs, clients do some workflow, Xscript, clients send high level requests to ORB. ORB is nothing but object request broker, and ORB dispatches workflows and business objects, proxies for clients and for clients flows and queues. Server side workflow scripts call on distributed business objects to execute data task. The 3 tiers today, the 3 tiers, it is involving with HTML, internet, legacy gateway, ORB, object server pool and middleware ORB and object data server DKNMU. So this is the 3-tier style today what we are doing. So why did everyone go to 3-tier today? Next, we have to think about. Number 1 is manageability. Business rules must be within the data. Middleware operation tools. Performance, that is scalability. Server resources are precious. ORB dispatches requests to server pools, technology and physics, put UI processing near user, put shared data processing near shared data. So this, I have given you a talk on distributed data processing. Then let us see further series as part of the cloud computing. Hope you enjoy my talk. Thank you very much. Watch this video, like this video, subscribe to this channel to watch many more videos like these of